Hi there, let's get started. This is your 2 weeks to better splits. We can start on moon squat. This is your basic moon squat start position. If you're not as flexible through your hips, you'll step back, grab the high handles on your trapeze, toes to the outside of the mat, heels at a 45-degree angle, and you use some assistance to squat down. And this is how you do your round of 10 moon squats. I'm going to go back to the starting position. Get the position that works for you. So your baby toes to the outside of the mat. Your feet are at a 45-degree angle. Chin parallel to start off with. Nice, even breaths. Inhale, reach your fingers to the ceiling. Exhale, come down into your squat. Cross those hands over, drop your chin. Inhale back up, and we're going to repeat this 10 times. Remember, if you're using the handles, you don't need to tuck your chin down. Just use your hands for assistance. Let that breath all the way out. Inhale, reach all the way up. Remembering to push through the big muscle groups in the leg, push through the heels. Keeping it nice and consistent. There's no hurry here. We're just warming up through that posterior chain. All the big muscle groups in the back of the body, lengthening through the back of the spine, right from the base of your skull all the way down to your tailbone. Now we're going to stay down here. Take your hands into prayer. Take the back of your arm against the inside of your leg, just by your knee. Create a wee bit of pressure, opening up through those hips. If you're holding on to the handles, just like I'm going to show you here, you're going to hang, just hang statically. Just hang here, allowing the hips to open up, lengthening through those shoulders, nice easy breathing. Or if that's too much for you, you can just come into a bound angle. Nice easy breathing. I'm going to come back to that yoga squat. Letting my breath come naturally. This is just a warm-up. We're not in any hurry. This is 2 weeks to a better split. You'll progress nicely. Do this 2, 3, maybe 4 times a week, whatever works for you. So then we're going to reach back. If you're not already in your bound angle sitting here, let's everybody get down on your mat. Make sure you're in the centre of the straps in position number 1. I'm going to show you how to come down here. You can use the long straps, bring yourself all the way down, and then come in. Take the soles of the feet together. You can take your thumbs inside the soles of your feet, hands on the outside of your feet, or on your ankles, whatever's easier for you. This is just getting ready for our routine. Just centering ourselves, working with our breath. Just allow gravity to bring those knees towards the floor. Don't push anything. Just let gravity do its job. Now we're going to lie back. Again, making sure your hips are between the straps. Bringing your knees into your chest. A wee hug. Flex those feet. I'm going to be here for a few rounds of breath. Take the heels and point them to the ceiling. Flex the toes towards your face. Take your hands. Now take your hands up onto your calves. Creating a wee bit of tension there. Just bringing your calves, your knees in towards your head. Give your back of your legs a wee massage. Remember to keep a micro bend in those knees. If it's too much for you, bend your knees as much as you need to bend them. Keeping those heels pointed towards the ceiling. Lengthening through all those big muscle groups in the back of the legs. Bend those knees. Now, whatever position works for you, we're going to come into happy baby here. I like to take my arms through the inside and then grip the outsides of my feet. You can take the feet from the inside, whatever works for you. Or you can just hug your knees, take your legs out to the side. We're just opening up through the hips here. We can do a wee rock back from side to side, giving your lower back a wee massage. And this is the nicest way to open up the hips. It's nice and relaxing, calms the central nervous system. And it feels really good. No wonder babies are happy here. Big inhale, reach your fingers away from you, point your toes. Lengthen right through that front body. And we're sitting up. We're in our staff pose here. We're going to take your hands into prayer and take them through the centre of the sling. Okay, so they're in prayer. You're not going to dump into that lower back. You're going to look through the centre line of the sling, flex those toes. So we're coming into a forward fold here, but by using the sling, we're not dumping into the lower back. We're lengthening through your whole thoracic vertebrae. Looking through the sling at this point. I don't want you to drop your head at this point. I want to keep a nice straight line along that spine. Lengthening through your calves, the back of your knees. Lengthening through your hips, your lower back, and the big muscle groups in the back of your legs. Don't hold your breath. Just let your breath come naturally. Bring those knees into your chest. Give them a wee hug. Come back into that bound angle. And then take those hands back into prayer. Or just hook them through the sling. And just lean forward, opening up through those hips again. This time you can allow your head to come through your arms. Now you're going to sit and you're going to take those legs all the way out. Take your legs out as far as you can go till you find that sweet spot. Flex your feet. You're going to take the hands back into your sling in prayer. Again, reminding you not to dump into your lower back. Keep the feet flexed. Keep your chin parallel at this point. Looking straight in through the centre of the sling. Look up till you find that sweet. Push the hands away until you find your sweet spot. Look down to the top of your mat through your arms. And you're really going to feel that. It depends how flexible you are. If you're really flexible, you'll be able to push the sling out a little farther. As you can see, I'm not that flexible, and this is why I'm doing this. I want everybody to progress right along with me. And again, don't hold your breath. Just let your breath come natural. Nice and easy. Just let gravity do its job. With every exhale, allow your body to relax a little more. This is where the progression comes. Just relax. Bring your hands into prayer. We shake with those legs. And a nice wee twist. Loosen off that back. Doesn't that feel good? So you're going to come up onto your knees. You're going to reach round the outside of the sling, right round, and then you're going to grab the inside. So you're going to reach on the outside and come through the inside and take a good grip. You're going to come up onto high knees. And you're just going to let your body come forward so that we're coming into that static back bend. It's almost like a flying cobra. And your back's going to scream at you, so maybe just 2 breaths here. Take the toes together, knees to the outside of the mat, and let's come into that flying child. Let your breath come natural. Don't hold your breath. Don't manipulate it in any way. And let's go back in. So this time we're going to do our stretch on. We're going to do one leg at a time. You're going to take your right foot and place the sole of your foot on the upper thigh, just as you're seated, just as you can see here. You're going to take your hands one at a time in the handle with an overhand spread fingered grip. Now what you do here is you don't bend from your back or your hips. You just push your hands away from you until you find your sweet spot. And you're going to find that you're going to feel yourself stretch up the back of your leg, your lower back and through your hips. You should not feel any tension in your shoulders or anything here. You'll find your sweet spot just as you go, oh, that feels, ooh. And let your breath come natural. Flex those toes. Look through. You can either look at your black clip or look at the tips of your fingers. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. And doing all this lengthening, again, spread fingered grip. You can look at the clips, look at your fingertips. Keep your hips on the floor. And you can smile. It's okay to smile here. You can close your eyes and just let gravity do its job. Inhale, and with every exhale, just relax and lengthen through those muscles. Every time we lengthen, we strengthen. Don't push it. Just let your body do what it needs to do. Find your sweet spot and work with it. Bring yourself to standing. Okay, so there's 3 versions of pigeon here. This is the first one. You're going to bunch up the main sling, put your knee over any knee, right or left, hold on to the main sling, up on your tippy toes, lunge forward. Now this one's the easiest for people that aren't really that flexible through their hips. It's a great starting point. Position number 2, you open up the sling, place your foot in, turn your ankle towards the floor just ever so slightly, put your knee in the main sling, bring all the way up to your hip until you get comfortable. To take the pressure off your knee, make sure that you flex your foot up on the tippy toe and lunge forward. Now this is your pigeon pose. You're really going to feel this through your back hip, your hips, your thighs. It's a great stretch for opening up, especially when you want to progress through your split. Okay, now this is the most advanced one. Okay, so if you're pretty flexible through your hips, this is the one that you'll probably use. So you gather up the sling, place your foot in, and then you're going to just place it. See where I've got it just at the lower part of my thigh, just above my knee. I'm going to flex my foot up on the tippy toes and lunge forward. Now you're going to feel this one instantly. Now, flex the foot if you're feeling any pressure in your knee, right? If you feel any pain in this pose with either 1, 2 or 3, cut the pose out altogether. Don't bother doing it. Go back down into your bound angle and sit there and stretch out. I'm going to go back to position number 2. Up on my tippy toes. I'm going to stay here for a round of 10 breaths. This is where our progress works. Now, towards that 10th breath, we start to get that way where it's like, about 7 breaths, you're like, God, this feels really tough, and you're ready to give up. That's where your paycheck comes from. Stay there for that last 5 seconds, because this is where your work's going to really start. So this is where you get your payback for it. Just breathe through it. You're taking yourself out your comfort zone, but you should never be in pain. recognise the difference in your own body. When in no hurry, come out, pick the position that's right for you, and let's do the same on the other side. I know some people, well, this is their favourite pose. It just makes them feel wonderful when they do it. It really feels really, really good. Remember, if you've got any questions, you can do a micro bend in that back knee if you need to. Any questions, you know, hit subscribe underneath. I'll do a questions and answer for the amount of any questions I get over and over. I will certainly answer all your questions for you. I'm here to answer anything. And don't hold on too tight with your arms. It looks as if I'm holding tight here, but I'm really not. My hands are pretty relaxed. I'm going to bunch up that sling. I'm going to take my feet out to hip width apart, parallel. I'm going to come into a wee forward fold here. Looking forward, pushing my hands away. And then I'm going to let my head come through my arms, lengthening through those big muscles in the back. But you notice how I'm not dumping into my lower back because I'm holding on with the sling. A wee movement from side to side, stretching out through that side body. And try this one, it feels really, really good. Bring those hands back in. Oh, allergies, we scratch at my nose there. So I'm going to show you, we're going to go into a Jack and Jill pose here. You'll grab that sling and you'll put it just at your shoulder blades. So I'm going to go over the other side because I'm kind of out of camera shot there. So this is going to come into a really light back bend. So the sling is just at my underneath my shoulder blades. Feet are parallel, hip width apart. I'm going to outer rotate those shoulders so my hands are facing away. Look up towards the ceiling. And I'm opening up through that front body, but also doing a really light back bend. Because we're getting ready to come into some back bend poses here. So just, you know, preparing our body for it. And this is a lovely pose. It feels really good. Reach for that main sling. Bend my knees slightly and bring that back to centre. And now I'm going to hook my foot. Bend that knee towards the floor. Rotate it towards the floor. Grab those middle handles. We're coming into a dancer pose here, so you have to do a wee hop and stuff. Flex that foot that's on the sling. Yeah, and sometimes your straps will get in the way. Overhand grip. I'm going to push my hands away from me. Push the back leg away. Micro bend that supporting leg. So we're opening up through your back hip. We're supporting through that front leg. Opening up through that front body. And as you can see, there's just an ever so slight back bend here. And we're really lengthening through that quad muscle. Okay, there's a lot of times when you're doing your split, your quad stops you from progressing, and dancer pose is great for lengthening through your quad muscle. So I'm going to do it in the other direction this time. I hook my foot, ankle, turn my knee towards the floor, hop myself around, take my middle handles, toes pointed towards the place I'm facing, reach through with those hands, overhand grip with spread fingers, push all the way back with that back leg that's in the sling. And what I'm doing is I'm lengthening through that quad, lengthening through that hip. And this is really going to help my split progress. And you can stay there. I did 3 rounds of breath there. You can do 5 or 10. If it feels good for you, stay there as long as you like. Again, hook that leg over. Hold on to the main sling, up on your tippy toe. Now we're going to come into our split here. So your split should probably be better than it was if you tried it yesterday after doing all these hip openers. Don't allow your body to fall through the centre of the sling. Engage your core here. Hold on to the sling, parallel chin, up on those tippy toes, and just let each breath, each exhale, allow gravity to do its job. Don't push anything here. Now you do this routine 2, maybe 3 times a week. Take a photo of yourself, okay, or even a video like I've done here, and then photograph your split, and then in 2 weeks' time, take a photo of your split again, and I guarantee you're going to be so impressed with how well you've progressed. Don't hold your breath, nice easy breathing. See, you can see here, my split isn't the best, but I'm hoping that I know when I post a photo in 2 weeks, I'll be happy with my split. These are the best poses. There's lots of them, but for me, these are the best poses for progressing through your split. And a little time, like 2 weeks. And do the other side. Bunch up that strap, hook your ankle over. Toes pointing in the direction you're facing. Up on that tippy toe. Lunge forward in that front leg, hold on. Now remember not to let your head and shoulders come through the centre. Engage that core. Just let your breath come natural. As I said, any questions, please just shoot me a message. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. I'm happy to answer any of your questions, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's progress pictures. It's going to be fun. Come down onto your knees. Into the centre. Again, we're going to do that back bend like the flying cobra. Reach on the outside, grab the inside. Nice firm grip here. Tops of the feet on the floor. And do you see how much deeper my bend is here now? It's like a flying cobra, nice static back bend. Again, we're lengthening through those hips, strengthening that back. Toes together, knees to the outside of your mat. Take those low handles. And we're going to come into that flying child. This is a beautiful way to finish our routine. Or just bring the elbows down, bring your hands all the way down. And come into that child, that deep child. Just let your belly fall between your knees. Bring your forehead to the mat and just breathe. Child is a wonderful pose. Calms the central nervous system. Great way to finish any routine, any class. Bring yourself to easy seated. Take your hands on your heart and on your belly. May this practice strengthen our body and our mind. May this practice strengthen your body and your mind. May this practice strengthen your body and your mind. Hands out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, bring the palms together down the center line of your body. Open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today.